If you haven't heard about Anchor, it's the easiest way to make a podcast. Let me explain. It's free. There are certain tools that allow you to record and edit your podcast right from your phone or computer. Anchor will distribute your podcast for you, so it can be heard on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and many more. You can make money from your podcast with no minimum listenership. It's everything you need to make a podcast in one place. Download the free Anchor app or go to anchor.fm to get started. Good morning. Happy Monday. It's your girl, Kellia, from Black Girl Happy Planner. And I'm just checking in. I realize I haven't checked in on my podcast in a while. And I wanted to just get on here and start talking about memory keeping. I'm hosting a class coming up on October 27th. That's a Thursday at 6:15 Central Time. So that'll be, that'll be 7:15 Eastern Time. It's early in the morning, y'all, when I'm recording this. So doing calculations in the morning is hard. So so I'll be hosting a memory keeping for busy people. You can register on Eventbrite. It's only $5. But I just wanted to get on and shout out a memory keeping tip for this morning. I hope some of you are interested in starting to do memory keeping. I've only been doing it a short time myself. On it, I scrapbooked on and off over the last probably 10, 20 years. However, memory keeping is a whole nother thing. And I think it's easier to do than scrapbooking. I think when people think of scrapbooking, they think of their grandmas or their aunts or their moms kind of getting together in these big groups and getting all these supplies and, being very crafty and artsy. And while that's great, I can do scrapbooking. I'm not that person. And so memory keeping, I think, allows people who are not scrapbookers to participate in the documentation of life process along with scrapbookers without having all of the supplies and without being a super scrapper. So memory keeping. I just want to, shout out a tip this morning. The first tip I want to share with you is that it's never too late to start. Like I said, I used to scrapbook on and off over the last 10, 20 years. However, I stopped for a long time just because I felt like in my head, I psyched myself out and felt like I couldn't keep up with the supplies and all the trends and things. And I just also moved a lot for my job. I worked in higher education and I moved a lot. And so scrapbooking just was not, economical for me, and it was not efficient. And so a few years ago, I started doing memory keeping. And the impetus for it was my mom had passed away in August 2020. And we were in the middle of COVID, and it was just a lot of things going on, and I had a lot of downtime. So I was able to start looking into and researching memory keeping. And I started with a big size Happy Planner. If you don't know what Happy Planner is, a disc-bound planner that usually has calendar pages on it, and then some vertical boxes for your weekly. But they had a process, and they had created some of these planners for the purpose of memory keeping. And I started doing that in 2020, fall 2020. And I started with just, a few photos here and there. I tried to use it as a planner / memory keeper. They also call it memory planning. But I shifted from trying to do my planning in the same thing that I did my memory keeping in, and just used it for memory keeping. What I like about using the Happy Planner memory keeper / planner is the calendar part of it, because then I can pinpoint when I did something. I can print a picture from a specific day or week, and then also plan on the monthly pages. And then for me, in my mind, that is what memory keeping is. But back to the tip, it's never too late. In the age of digital photos, most of us have a million photos on our phones. Most of us have a lot of photos on our computers, photos everywhere, in the clouds, everywhere. They're just floating around. And so don't let that intimidate you. Start where you are. And that's a whole nother tip, to start where you are. But the first one that I want to share with you today is that it's never too late to get started. So look at your digital photos, pick something that you want to start with, and go from there. Don't get overwhelmed. Don't let yourself get overwhelmed by the millions of pictures you have on your phone. Just start somewhere with a memory that you want to start with, because memory keeping and scrapbooking is supposed to be fun. It shouldn't feel like something that you're obligated to do. It shouldn't feel like a job. It should feel like something that's relaxing and fun. Scrapbooking for me and memory keeping for me is a very relaxing kind of therapeutic exercise. So that is what it should be. So it's never too late. Even if you're not a crafty person, I am not super crafty. Like, I think stickers and paper and stuff like that help those of us who are not as crafty become more crafty. But you do not have to be a super crafty person to be a memory keeper. You just got to have some basic supplies in your life, a pen, some pictures, maybe some decorations, some stickers. If you want those things in your life, you can make it as simple as you want or as fancy as you want. But there are no rules to scrapbooking and or memory keeping. And the last part of the tip for today is, it doesn't matter where you are in your process, where you start. It's about the end game, which is the next tip that I'll share with you. I'm going to try to do tips from now until my class comes. So a reminder, my memory keeping for busy people class is on Thursday, October 27th at 6:15 p.m. Central Time. So you do the calculations on that, because again, it's too early in the morning for me to be calculating time zones. But check out my Black Girl Happy Planner page on Facebook. Follow that page and you'll get all the updates on what is going on with Black Girl Happy Planner. You'll get to hear, you can see listen to this podcast, but you can also subscribe to my podcast on anchor.fm. I'll also post this up on Instagram, so you can find it there and listen to it there. Also follow me on Instagram. And also I have a Linktree website. So if you visit Linktree / Black Girl Happy Planner, you will see all links to all of my things. Also, you'll see the link to my Eventbrite event there as well, so where you can register and RSVP for the event on October 27th. So I just wanted to shout out and start my Memory Keeping for Busy People series with you and let you know what's going on. And I hope you all have a great day. Peace.